Is 2025 going to be a buyer's market or a seller's market? That is what everybody wants to know. And you'll see lots of reports. You'll see more new construction than ever. I saw on Twitter, X, it made me laugh. There was this guy who posted how many new construction homes had been built this year. And apparently it's similar to 2007. So he wrote this huge report about how the fact that the new construction numbers are the same mean a crash is imminent. No, that's literally not why 2008 happened. Once again, just because you'll hear it in the news, as we always do, 2008 happened because there were predatory loan programs out there. You could literally be like, hey, Jen, I make $2 million. I'd be like, oh, $2 million. It was crazy. It was crazy. And look, I came in at the tail end. I didn't do any of the sketch loans. I'm very proud of that. But the world's not like that now. Even though we have more loan programs than ever, even though we're getting creative, we're not getting crazy. So anything you see drawing it to 2008, just read through it with a very leveled eye, because the reason people say stuff like that is clicks. Okay, so buyers or sellers market. It's going to depend. Let's talk about that. So in areas where there's a lot of new construction, it is a buyer's market. Mostly a buyer's market. And I say mostly because there are, of course, going to be a few pocket areas where there's a little new construction, but not much, and there's still a lack of inventory. So, you're not going to have as much play with that. So you're like, okay, Jen, so you're telling me like new build where there's a lot of new builds for sale, I can get a deal. About that, okay? Here's the thing. Builders do not lower their prices unless they've tried everything else. So if you see $50,000 in builder incentives, if you close by XYZ, it's because they can't sell the house at the full price. And sometimes people go, no, it's because they want to help me. I'm not laughing to be mean. I'm laughing because it's like, come on, like, no, they don't. And no shame on them, right? Like, I'm not hating on them. It's a business. Like in 21 and 20, when houses were flying off the shelves, were they giving people huge incentives? No. Why are they doing that now? To move the houses. Why don't they just lower the prices? Builders never want to lower prices, because if you lower the price on one house, it affects all the other ones, okay? So I would say right now, if you're in an area that has a lot of new builds and there's a lot for sale, I think you can definitely negotiate bigger incentives from the builder. So, get all those closing costs paid. Careful with that though, because sometimes they'll give you this fat closing cost credit, and then you end up with a worse rate, but all this like play money went to this funny money over here with their preferred lender. So keep an eye on that. I would always say if you can get the builder to do shutters, appliance packages, like true upgrades to your house, that's what I would be trying to get, okay? So really important you recognize that. Now, it's still going to be a seller's market in areas that don't have a lot of inventory. So is it as bad as 21 or 20? No, absolutely not. But if you're in an area where there's only 2 houses for sale and there's 15 buyers, the concept that market's going to crash doesn't make sense. And that's the thing, because the way that media is written right now, it's all about clicks. Clicks at any cost. It doesn't even matter if the news is relevant. Florida has been getting a ton of hate in the news. Florida's crashing. Okay, single family homes aren't. Now, are there issues in Florida condo land? Yes, I called it out in January of this year. We all know, even not Florida, let's get real about condos. They are problematic right now. You really need to pay attention when you're buying a condo, because there's new rules that have been put in place that a lot of condos can't meet, and they're having to do assessments, which means asking the people who have condos, hey, we need $100,000. And if you're like, I can't afford that, they're like, you got to give it to us anyways. It's crazy. So that's why you're seeing some of the condo stuff. But is the headline Florida housing crash? Is that real? No. I mean, look, if you guys follow my channel, you know I moved to Florida close to 2 years ago. I've been renting because I was waiting to see if I liked it. There's no housing crash with single family homes. It would be delightful if it was. I would be thrilled, but not seeing it. If I wanted to buy a condo, depending on the price point and the building age, could I get a better deal? Sure. If I wanted to buy a condo that had huge problems and was basically going to be a noose around my neck, could I get a big deal on it? Yeah. But does anyone want to buy that? No. That's like saying, hey, like, look, housing prices are crashing, but it's only the houses that are literally on fire. Do you want one? So make sure you're really paying attention to reality versus headline. And look, I am excited about 2025 because I do feel like it will be a more normal market. And what I mean by that is just not dramatic, right? 2020, 2021, rates were so low, the competition was crazy, people were like fighting in the street for houses, paying over appraised value, no inspections, madness. 22, rates started off at 3.2% and ended at 6.2% in December. That is drama. That is drama. 23, rates, same, going up, right? 24, we started seeing rates come down. Still don't have a lot of inventory and a presidential election year. So please, I am so hopeful 2025 is going to be a little bit normal. Now, if you're like, okay, Jen, this sucks. I'm in a market that's going to be a seller's market. There's no inventory. When is my market going to get inventory? That's the $1 million question, friends. Here's the deal. There was a statistic I read recently that said that like 75% of mortgages, people have rates under 4%. And the $1 million question is, how do we get them to move? Okay. And look, sometimes they have to for work. Sometimes there's so many people right now who are in houses they don't like and want to buy a different house, but they're sitting there going, my rate's 3%. If I buy a house now, it's going to be 6+. Like, I don't want to double my payment, and housing prices have gone up. So that's the $1 million question. So if you're in an area with that real limited supply, you have to make your own future. And what I mean by that is what I recommend to my clients is I say, look, I want you to figure out what streets you want to live on. It sounds very granular, and I mean it. I want it to be granular. Go on a walk every single night there. Like, don't do a creepy walk. Like, don't go by at like 9 o'clock with a mask. Like, go on a walk at 5 o'clock. If you have a spouse, go with them. If you have kids, go with them. If you have a dog, bring it. If you don't, just walk around, okay? And if someone walks by, just say, hey, don't be creepy, but just say, hey, like make it like you're a workout person. Because if you start talking, which a lot of times happens, someone could be watering their yard. So nice to see you. They could go, oh, I haven't seen you. Do you live here? And you go, no, I really want to though, but there's nothing for sale. You'd be surprised. I've had quite a few people where they've done that and someone said, oh, really? Barry down the street. I think there's always a gossip, guys. There's always a gossip. So I would say go to those neighborhoods, walk around, meet people, go to the coffee shop. If anyone talks to you, talk about how you want to live there, but you just can't find a house. Tell your coworkers, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, spread it to the universe. Because when you let the universe know that you want to live somewhere, a lot of times it happens. And I know it sounds crazy and it sounds like California, woo, woo, woo. She moved to Florida. We thought she'd get normal. But seriously, the stuff I hear is wild. So, and it doesn't hurt. Exercise is good. Also, you might start walking around those streets and you may be like, hell no, I don't want to live here. So it's good research anyways. So look, I don't want to go on forever. If you watch this channel, I totally do. I could do this for 20 minutes. I could go in 10 segments. But here's the bottom line. It's going to be both. It's going to depend on the price point. It's going to depend on the area. I was talking to Michelle Montmayor, who's a top Dallas agent at KW recently. She's been on this channel before. I'm like, what's going on? She's like, Jen, if it's like 400, 500 buyer's market, over $1 million seller's market, this neighborhood seller's market, over here buyer's market. That's just in Dallas. And that's how the whole United States is right now. So watch out for the headlines. Pay attention to your market. If you're in a market with a lot of inventory, make sure you are negotiating for that seller to pay your closing costs. See if you can get a lower price. Get what you can. And if you're in a market that's definitely a seller's market with very limited inventory, you might need to create your own luck. So get some exercise, research the neighborhood, make some friends, and see if you can create some inventory. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching. If you have questions or you want to get pre-approved, reach out to myself and the team, 786-933-2077. Thanks for watching.